everybody. Good evening. Today we are on day 12, Journey to Become Wealthy. Today was kind of a rough day. I mean, it was a lot of red in the market, a lot of blood, but it was also some green out there, so that's always good. So good evening. See if anybody joins tonight. I'm late tonight. I know we all work. Had the 9 to 5 and just regular everyday life today. But we in the market. We in here. We doing our aftermarket review. We're going to see what we got today. So today, the futures. Y'all know we always start with our futures. We Google futures. On the Dow, we were up 0.08%, which is not very great, seeing that we were up, I believe, 0.1 this morning. S&P 500, we are up 0.11%. Also not that great because we were up 1 point something percent this morning. The NASDAQ, we are up 0.06. Also not great because we were up 0.3 this morning, I believe. So that indicates that all of the futures came down today. So although they're up, they came down today. So that's not good. I mean, it's not bad either, but that means, I remember I said that's usually a flat day. We're pretty flat. Nobody made any money. Nobody really lost any money. So it's just a flat day. So that's our futures for today. We were pretty flat on the day. I mean, it looks like the market was pretty much red. So we're going to go straight to our stock heat map. Here in our stock heat map, there's red everywhere. Blood in the streets. Healthcare looking good. Johnson & Johnson. You got Pfizer. Remember I talked about Pfizer this morning in case y'all wanted to play it. I didn't play it myself, but hey, it was one thing we talked about. Merck. ABBV, no clue what that is, but Johnson & Johnson booming 1.7%. Pfizer was up 4.5%. Those are good plays. Those would have been good plays if we were to get any of those. Yep, looks like healthcare was up today. Consumer cyclical, down. Energy, down. Industrials, down. Yeah, pretty much every sector today was pretty red. Consumer goods is look like it's still staying strong, but it's not, making any major increases. I think it's pretty much recovering from the negatives that it was experiencing, from the past month. So that's still good though. So if you were to buy last week or the past couple weeks, you're up in these ones. So ones like Procter & Gamble and Walmart being the two major ones that's been up pretty much every day from what we've been looking at. Man, it's blood in the streets. That's when we go shopping, though. That's when we go shopping, guys. Remember I told y'all the name of the game, we're going to buy low, we're going to sell high. So, we see these prices coming down. That's an opportunity for us to get in. That's not when we get scared. That's when we jump in and we buy them low and we try and get out high. So, that's what we're looking at. That's pretty much what the market was on today. Let me see what kind of news we had. See if any news is talking about why we might have been down. So, stock market news live. This from Yahoo Finance. They say stock futures open higher ahead of Fed policy. I mean, they opened high, but they dropped after that. And I think I said that this morning. I think we would see them go down, try and come back, and then they would just stay down. So again, that's a flat day. It's not bad. Stock futures tick higher ahead of key inflation. Stocks dive at close and key week for central banks. Markets wrap. Okay. So I don't see anything obvious that says, hey, while we had a pretty flat or red day, I know with the debt ceiling vote coming, I didn't see whether that was finished or not. And inflation, we know that's already set in stone. I don't see any real reasons why everything might have came down a little bit today. Dow sheds 300 points. The S&P 500 declined Monday as investors remain cautious on how the Omicron variant will affect the economy and what the Federal Reserve will do. That may be good. That may be some news that we see that kind of shows why we were down. Dow Jones futures rise after stock market sells off ahead. Yeah, so I don't see anything too crazy on why we might have just been down where we were, but we saw red everywhere. One thing I know so I know we said we saw red in most of the stocks, and I can show you guys. I always give y'all a little small preview of one of my portfolios. So I'm down. I'm with y'all. You know, I'm down with you. I'm in the red on some of them, and I'm probably in the red, but it's all good. One thing I did do today, I bought more Bitcoin today. It came down to that 46 range, and that's where I like to see it at. It came down to that $46,000 range. I bought some, and I'm down $2, but again, Bitcoin fluctuates, right? Heavy. So if it go back up to this $52,000 range, I can easily make me a few dollars, make me a few dollars. That ain't too bad. Go back up to the $60,000 range. Oh man, we in there, we swimming. So yes, red can be good and bad, and it all depends. So red, like I said, you want to buy low. If everything is always green, how do you know when to buy? You can always buy it when it's green, but then you're gonna find yourself at the top. So say for instance today, let's look at Apple. Apple was a perfect example. I wanted to talk about Apple today anyway. So let's look at Apple. Mike, I know you were interested in Apple, right? You have been looking at Apple all week. We talked about it several times, and I was like, no, don't buy it yet. But if you do buy it, you buy it for the long term because it's going to come back down. So let's look at Apple. Apple, this is the week chart. And you see how strong it was for the week? Apple got all the way up to 181.69. And guess what it did? Start coming back down. So if you buy it while it's green, you buy it thinking, oh yeah, Apple going to keep going to the moon. It's going to keep going up. And sure enough, you bought it at 180. As soon as you bought it at 180, everybody else starts selling. And it comes down to 175.70, which is where it's currently sitting at. So, Mike, you did good. Now, you probably still in the green, too. You probably still holding profit. And we in the aftermarket, so I can't expect to see much from the charts today. But, so, teach y'all candlesticks. That's what I like to see. And then, if you got a computer, you add data. There is no depth chart because, again, we're in the aftermarket. But I can show y'all my depth chart tomorrow when we live. But, yeah. So you see things like this, where if you buy it while it's green, you're going to catch it coming back down. So it's always better to buy while it's coming down, like the way when it's down. I told y'all, we know our entry price. So we set our entry price for Apple. I think I said it was about 150. Now, because it's Apple, if we hold them for the long term, 150 to 160. Even 170, because I think it's a good long-term stock. We pretty much sure that it's going to hold its value over the long term. It's going to always come back. So it's a good long-term stock. But we knew at 175, this joker was way too high, and that it's destined to cool off and come back down. So we want to buy ours when it comes back down, and then we're going to catch it for the ride back up. So we're going to take all the money with us. So Mike bought his good at a good point, 174. If he bought at 174, 175, and he sold at 180, he made $5 if he decided to sell. But if he decided to hold, hey, he's still good. He in the money. So that's a good thing. That's why I said we're gonna buy in the red. So like Apple is on its way back down now. This is the time where we want to buy. We want to wait till it gets to the bottom of this down drop. So this is buying the dip. That's what they call this, buying the dip. When Apple gets all the way back to the bottom, so let's go back to Apple. I'm going to go back on there. Because tomorrow, I think it's sure to come back down. So we're going to flip it around. Yeah. When Apple gets back down to the bottom, so if we wake up in the morning, we see Apple come down to 170, and we're going to wait for it to, so let's look at the candles. I like to look at the candles. So we see a big drop. We seeing big drops. And then we finally see it get a green candle. Boom. This is probably we want to see. If we see 2 to 3 green candles like this, that's where we're going to buy it. That's the dip. So we're going to buy the dip here, and we're going to try and catch the ride back up. Now, there are times where it'll keep coming back down. But remember I told y'all we buy one piece at a time. So we're going to buy, if we want 3 shares, we're going to buy 1 share first. What will cause us to come down? That's the stock market. It cooled off. It kept going up. People were like, oh yeah, let me take profits. They sold, and that brought the price down. So when people sell, it brings the price down. So they took the big investors or small investors like us who saw that Apple was booming. They went and sold their shares, and they took their profit, which causes the share price to come down. So yeah, that's why the price came down on Apple. And they didn't have any negative news that I saw. It's just Wall Street ends, investor out, Omicron. Yeah, they didn't have any negative news. It's just they made so much money. They were so overbought. They were so overbought that eventually people started to like, okay, Apple's high enough. Let's take some profits out. They don't want to be caught at the bottom. They don't want to be caught when it starts coming back down. So they sell while it's high. Buy low. They sold high. So that they knew they can lock in their profits. So that's why Apple came back down. It didn't have any negative news or anything like that. Apple is a good stock. It's pretty much been a good stock for years now. It's pretty much good. So that's why I said we're going to buy low, we're going to sell high. So if Apple being one of the stocks that had been having a good week while everything else was red, finally had its day today, cooled off today. So we can expect to see, it goes through a cool off for at least a couple of days, I would think. If it does, if we do find it going back up tomorrow, hey, feel free to jump on it. It's back at that 174, 175 price. It could go back up to that. It could it could go back up to its 180, but I wouldn't test it because I don't try and predict the prices. I just I set my entry price. What do I think it's worth? I set my exit price. How much am I willing to make off of it? So that's what we do. Remember, we're going to set our entry point. We're going to set our exit point every time, every stock we buy. So we're going to do it. We're going to check again on Apple, see what the latest on it. So usually, remember I told y'all we're going to check the 100-day moving average. The 100-day moving average, the 50-day though, is 153. That's a good price on it for the past 50 days. Let's see what the 100-day is. The 100-day is 150. So I still think between 150 and 160, good buy prices. Let's see what we got. I got some questions. Bitcoin one more time, please. If it goes up, then it'll be down. But I think it's bad only if it's lower than you start. Hold up. Mike says, if it goes up, then down, it'll be red. But I think it's bad only if it's lower than you start. So in the stock market, you can expect to see some volatility, period. So if you see your stuff just a little red, that's no big problem because I'm a long-term and a swing trade. So if I see it just a little red, that don't bother me. I've seen my stocks come down $2,000 on one. And next thing I know, within the next week, I was up $3,000 on that same stock. So a little red is not bad. You want to see Bitcoin one more time? All right, I'll show you that. What will cause it to come down? I talked about that. Felicia, I want to start investing. Is there something I should look for? I guess I mean choosing who to invest in. So if you remember, I told you, I talked the other day about the different types of traders. So you got a day trader, a swing trader, or a long-term investor. Most of us who work, we are left being long-term investors because we don't have time to manage our account 24/7 and do all these different things in time because the market's only open from 8:30 to 3:30. That's Central Standard Time, 8:30 to 3:30. So, long-term investor, the way you look for is companies that you invest in. So, remember we looked at this stock heat map. Let me go to our stock heat map. You can look at this stock heat map and see several companies right now. You see this whole list? This whole list is a list of companies that you may be interested in. So, you can pick a sector, first of all. So, technology. Are you interested in technology? Are you interested in the banking? So that's financials. Are you interested in communications, healthcare? Pretty much pick an area that you like. If you like Amazon, I try and buy stock in companies where I know I actually have my money in. I have shares in Amazon, another one of my brokerage accounts, because I shop Amazon every week. As much money as I spend with them, I might as well own a piece of the company, right? Exactly. So we buy. Of course, it's a $3,391 company, a share. But we can buy fractional shares with both Webull and Robinhood. So never forget that. Don't think that a stock is out of your price range. You can put $100 in there and own a piece of that company. So you are now part owner of this company. You have stock in this company. So these are different ways to find companies that you think, just pretty much look around here. You can just check here and come easily look for something if you're a long-term investor. Now also do your research on these. So you look here, you pick a company, and you go do your research. Remember, we're going to come here to our stock charts. We're going to find our entry price, our 100-day moving average. We want to make sure we buy it while the RSI, the relative strength index, is low, between 30 to 50, preferably 30 to 40. And we're going to find our entry price. Hey, we're going to play in the hole. And we also want to continue to add money in. So for Apple, 150. You want to consistently add money. You want to keep investing in this company because it's a company you believe in and you want your money to multiply. So that is a good way to get started. You find a company, whether on here, find you one you like, find you several that you like. For small accounts, I usually don't recommend not going more than 5 stocks because, you're starting fresh. You want to have you about 5 strong stocks that you like, and you put your money in those. You split it between those, and you keep investing in those. When they make you money, you can choose to take your profits and invest more into another company or other companies, or you take profits and, take those profits and put them into another company while still holding shares of those companies. You just continue to build out your portfolio. So that's one thing you can do, just being a new investor. So, all right, Mike, let me get back to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, it came all the way down today to 46. I bought $300 more of Bitcoin today when it came down to 46. I averaged down. I brought my average down. My average was at 48, I think, or 47.9, somewhere close to there. I brought my average down by buying more of Bitcoin when it hit that $46,000 range. And we know that Bitcoin in the past month has hit $65,000. In this past month. So that alone will make me some profit. That alone will give me some profit. So I bought it low at 46 on the way down. I saw it start ticking back up at that 46. Let me go back to my one day. I saw it start coming back up. And I was like, oh yeah, this is my time to jump in. So I bought it there. I don't like the way that looks. I saw it here. I saw it give me 3 green candles. I don't know if y'all can see the green candles. It's kind of hard. But it gave me 3 green candles right here. And I was like, okay, boom, let me buy there. And that pretty much got me back right. So again, y'all saw I was just down $2. I'm back. This is the market, right? This is Bitcoin. Cryptos are trade all day. So they don't have a time limit like the rest of them. So what you got, Mike? Talk to me. So yeah, hopefully at least I answered your question. If you're still on, let me know if you have any other questions as far as that. So remember, start your brokerage account, get you a brokerage account, figure out what kind of investor you want to be, and then find you some companies that you want to invest in. Okay. Is there a RSI or MA 1 to 200 for Bitcoin? I think there is, but I don't usually look at it, to be honest. I don't look at a RSI for Bitcoin. I know we can look at coin market cap. Let's go look at it. We already know Bitcoin is the number 1 crypto in the world, right? So Bitcoin is number 1. We see the current price of it. We see the market cap. We see the volume on it. So let me go to the analysis. So this is usually what I look at. 70% of people who own Bitcoin are in the money. So that means they are positive. 8% are at the money. 22% are out of the money, meaning they're in the negative. So this is what I look at. It's plenty of stuff you can come in here and look at. So let's say it's bearish right now, 3 bearish and 1 bullish on the company. And this is always going to be something. It's always going to be something. But you can come in here and you can look. So how would you know a good entry point for crypto? For me, it's about looking at the charts. So let's go back to the charts. Let me see. So we're going to look at... sorry, my computer. So I look at the trend, right? And my last question is, can you show entry or exit point, setting limits, Robinhood? Yeah. So we're going to look at Bitcoin again, right? And again, I'm somebody who looks at Bitcoin daily. I mean, often. So you see Bitcoin right here. This is a month chart. In a month, this is the lowest it's gotten. That 46, 47 range. In the past 3 months, because history usually repeats itself, 41. So it usually never comes lower than that 40, 41. I know because I look at Bitcoin, I see it all the time. It usually hits between 46 and 47 and bounces back. Now, if it does hit below that, that's still fine. You see in September, it hit 41, hit $41,000. And that was fine. Because again, after it hit that, we can go back to a year, right? So we see this in that September, it hit that 42. This joker's been up all year, $60,000. It came all the way down to 32. It went right back up to $60,000 again. That's what Bitcoin does. That's what crypto does. So you have to buy it with the intent on either holding long term or knowing where you want to get in and get out at. For me, $46,000 Bitcoin is worth it. I'm willing to buy it there every time. Under 47 is where I buy mine at. And as you see, I got it under in that $47,000 range. That's where I buy it at. Now, exit point, y'all see this? This is a year chart now. What does it usually get high and go back down at? $60,000. At that $60,000 range, I'm getting out again. I'm a cut and run at $60,000 every time. If it hits 60,000 or higher, I'm out of there. I'm selling. That's my entry and exit point. So that's from looking at the charts. That's just me looking at the charts. I don't usually look for RSI or any of that. I'm playing it. I'm playing pretty much the swing and day trading game. You know, it's a game I'm playing. So that's with Bitcoin though. I do that with Bitcoin and Ethereum. The other cryptos like small market cap cryptos, like we're gonna talk about Doge, Shiba Inu, Crow, those ones that are pretty low on the market. Honestly, man, you gotta pretty much watch them jokers. You gotta determine what you think is a good price, because people gonna tell you, oh, it's going to the moon. You can buy it high, you can buy it low. I mean, hey, let's go back to I wonder if Coin Market Cap actually has something where it shows where most people are buying it. So Coin Market Cap may actually have a number where people are actually buying it. But the game is, though, again, I buy mines with the intent on holding long term. So like I told you, I got Dogecoin, I'm holding that. I have Shiba Inu, I'm holding that. I don't plan on selling it. I plan on holding it I got 7 million shares of Shiba Inu, which it ain't nothing but $300-$400. I plan on holding it no matter how low it go, no matter how, if it go up to about $3, oh yeah, I'm out of there. I'm selling. I'm paid now, but you know what I'm saying? So you got to know where you want to get in and get out at. Can you show entry exit point, setting limits? I can show. Are you talking about when you said setting limits? So like the limit buy order? The limit buy order? I'm going to go with, you mean the limit buy order. So I'm going to show you that. So remember, and you can do this from your phone too. If you go buy, it'll say market order. You can click on limit order and put how much you want to spend. So if you want to add $300 when it hits $46,500, you do that, and it'll review order and it'll submit it. So that'll automatically execute whenever Bitcoin gets down to $46,500. It'll invest $300 of your money into the crypto, and that same thing applies for stocks. You do it the exact same way with stocks. So let's go to Apple. If we want to say Apple, we said Apple was our price range is 150. We're gonna come here. We're gonna do a limit order on the buy. Limit price, we're gonna say it's currently at 175. We're gonna say 160. We like Apple at 160, and we're gonna say we want to buy 5 shares. That's gonna say $800. I usually set mine's good to cancel, which is 90 days, and I'll allow it to execute in the extended hours because there's a lot of volatility. So at $160, 5 shares, it costs us $800. This thing will last us for 90 days, and it can execute in the extended hours. You click review order, and you click buy, and boom. If Apple ever comes back down to that 160 mark, it's going to automatically buy you those shares of Apple. Okay, but for when I don't want to lose money and I'm not watching the charts, so you're talking about a sale. So let me go to the sales. I can go to one of my stocks. So I have my charge point right here. Remember I told y'all I've been down on company, right? I'm down $81. I know that ain't big, but still. My average is $21.70. I have 100 shares of this. 100 shares. My average is $21.70. It's 9% of my portfolio. If I wanted to do a sale, come here, click on sale. I come here. I click on trailing stop order. This is the one that I use. Trailing stop order. I put 5%. I don't want it to drop no more than 5%. And I enter in, I know I have 100 shares. I put in how many shares. It even tells me what that 5% from the current price is. So if it goes to 1985, it's going to sell all 100 shares. And it's only going to stop me from losing, whatever money that is. So it's going to stop me at 1985. Now, I think when it comes to crypto, let's check out crypto. I don't think crypto has a trailing stop. I think crypto, let's see. Yeah, it has a limit order. So you can set a limit order. So for instance, like I said, you want to set it to sell so you're going to sell $1,000 of it. When it hits $60,000, you can do it that way. So I want to sell $1,000 when it hits the $60,000 mark. Now, 9 times out of 10, I don't think for my crypto I've set a sale order. I usually do that for my stocks. So for my cryptos, like I told you, I plan on holding them for the long time. But if I catch them slipping, if I catch them up in that $60,000 range or double up, I usually get a notification on my phone anyway from Robinhood saying, hey, you're up 10%, 20%, 5%, whatever the case may be. I go check it out. And if I feel like I need to take some profits off the table, I do that. So that's usually what I do. So crypto and stocks, I play them a little differently, right? Because you got some different options. But I definitely play them a little differently. Both of them, though, I am a long-term investor and a swing trader. I do both. And I will day trade if I need some money. Like I said, today was a red day. I day trade on a day like today if I have some day trades available. Again, I have not made it to the $25,000 mark so I can do unlimited day trades, but I do have my 3-day trades. If you have under $25,000, you have 3 day trades before you get flagged by the feds. If you have over $25,000 in your account, you have unlimited day trades. That's something I don't think I've ever clarified, and I had people ask me about it. Okay. So, yeah. And I'm glad I was able to answer your question, Alicia. So, I mean, this week, we're going to keep looking. We're going to keep seeing what we can find. In the morning, I'm hoping to see some green. We saw the futures. They was up slight green, but they usually point to me, in my opinion. In the past, it usually points at another red day. But we had Thursday and Friday kind of red, and today is Monday being kind of red. Tomorrow has a possibility of being some green. So we're going to see. Let's hope we have a green Tuesday. Because we like to make that money. All this blood in the streets, man, it get hard. But again, y'all, we got to remember the name of the game: buy low, sell high. What time am I getting on? In the morning, I usually do a screen recording because I'm on my way to work. Y'all know this part of the journey. You got to go to that 9 to 5. That's part of our journey, right? We're going to get up every day. We're going to make money. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, though. I usually try and shoot the video around 6 so I can have it posted for y'all before 6:30 on all my different platforms. I try and have it on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all before 7 o'clock so that people have enough time to watch the video and go make their own, do their own research and decide what they want to do, whether they want to buy something or whether they want, which stocks we looking at, what cryptos we looking at, and all of that. So I usually try and get them a chance to do that. So, yeah. Right now, I don't see anything that's really looking like it's popular. Again, we said healthcare was looking good, but we'll check again tomorrow in the pre-market, see if we can find any good plays. Hopefully, we see some green tomorrow. We've had 3 red, slightly flat days. I mean, you lose 1% every day. That's about 3%, 3 to 5% total for the past 3 days. That's Thursday, Friday, and Monday. We see crypto down. We see the futures trying to do good. And we don't really see any bad news in the market. The only other thing we have pending is the debt ceiling. So hopefully if the debt ceiling is passed on, what's today? Today is 13th. Hopefully if the debt ceiling is passed on Wednesday the 15th, we'll see the economy start flourishing. Biden gonna give us another stimmy. And we just we're gonna see some money being made. So all right, well, let me get this crypto while it's low. Definitely get it while it's low. That's buy low, sell high. And one thing about Bitcoin, as I showed you, it may keep coming down, but that joker has proven that it always comes back up. And again, that's part of being a long-term holder. If you want to buy it today, you can guarantee in a month, 2 months, it's going to boom again. It's not going to stay down. Bitcoin nor Ethereum usually stay down. It got to be some real negative catalysts, and I haven't seen any that keep those down, especially with inflation. People are looking for other ways to invest their money because they're tired of seeing their dollar lose value. And you looking at things like crypto, which is constantly increasing in value, whereas the U.S. dollar is losing value. So that's what people are seeing, and you want to be on it. You want to be with them. So, all right. Well, if we don't have any other questions, I'm going to tell y'all to have a good night. I'll be talking to y'all in the morning. And I thank y'all for joining me with the journey to become a millionaire. Well, wealthy. Journey to become wealthy, because we want more than one stream of income. We try and get it. So the journey to become wealthy. I'll see y'all tomorrow.